Well, good evening everybody. This is your president. It's such a beautiful evening over Hayes and Bromley that I thought I'd come out and deliver the president's news in a slightly alternative location. We are on location and I've come out to the course of the Club 5, the new Club 5. It really is a fantastic evening. I can see all of the surrounding area and I'm really pleased to see that Mike Peel is watching, because I heard Mike hadn't been well, although I did see that he hooked up to Strava today, so he's obviously got plans for his recovery. So great to see you, Mike. Good evening to everyone that's saying good evening to me. Thanks very much, guys. I want to try and just turn the camera around for those of us that aren't in Bromley, that are perhaps far away overseas, missing the club courses. So here's the wonderful scene that I have in front of me, and let's get on with the news. First off, very importantly, I want to wish Rob Brown, membership secretary, a very happy birthday. He's going to be 70 on Saturday. I'm sure he would have been probably working hard and enjoying the Ted Pepper 10k, which should have taken place on Friday. But instead he's doing what every sprightly 70-year-old is likely to do, and he's entered the European Masters Virtual 5k. So if there's anyone who wants to compete against Rob, entries are open on open track, so you can certainly give him a run for his money. So happy birthday to Rob. Dick Griffin tells us that Zero to Heroes and Orpington Roadrunners have gathered over 300 runners in a series of 5-kilometre virtual races. So that's pretty exciting, and we're not to be outdone, because I'm sure you'll have seen on social media that Andy Tucker and Tim Ayres have launched the BBHAC virtual 5-kilometre race. So that's for all the club to get involved in. Please get involved and give that a go. That all the details for that and how to enter are up on the social media channels. Now, we mentioned last week that Mark Ellison, that talented club artist, is going to be celebrating his 60th birthday with a weekend of running. Mark and Anne wanted all their friends to get involved. If they're fair, they set a rather challenging target of 1,000 miles that they'd like to collectively do, and obviously very ambitious, but in fact, they, having aimed high, they came in with 1,800 miles, so an absolutely fantastic achievement, and they wanted to thank everybody that got involved with that. So well done to everyone that shared in Mark's birthday celebration. I am still here. I do apologise for that, these interruptions. The latest edition of the Gazette is hot off the press, with the legendary Luca Ercolani blazing the cover. He was jumping over the log down there at the entry to Boundary, and that's what really inspired me to come out here tonight to see the club course. Will Fortin has done a cracking job on the Gazette. I mean, he always does, but it's a really great read this time. A really good cover of the winter season. I would love people to share their experiences in the upcoming Gazette of how they're dealing with the lockdown and what life is like at Blackheath and Bromley Harriers, because we're living it now, and people in the future will be interested in wondering how the club was getting on at this time. So really would encourage people to get in touch with Wilf and send him their contributions. For those that are interested in officiating, Mark Purser has let me know that there's a thrilling workshop on tomorrow, which is entitled From Wingage to World Championships, and that's with the top British official Chris Cohen. And I think that is a great thing to tune into, because Chris has really gone all the way with the sport, all the way to the Olympics, obviously the World Championships as well. And it just gives an insight into where you can go with officiating. Obviously it helps the club out massively, and we really appreciate our volunteers, but really great that you can go that far with the sport. And Mark Purser, I think, was going to be going to the Europeans this year. It really is a great thing to get involved in. Finally, because it is a little bit nippy out here, I have to be honest, I wish I'd brought my Blackheath and Bromley beanie. I just want to remind everybody that this weekend, 6 o'clock on Sunday, we have another episode of BB Harriers AC Live. I said it, Paul Ostrich, it's not the BBC. And that's with our superstar Margaret Baldwin, past president. She's Olympian, 3 times selected for the Commonwealth Games for Scotland. And, you know, I've read so much about Margaret in the last week that I absolutely knew nothing about. So I think it's going to be a thrilling interview. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you can tune in too. Anyway, that's it from me from President's News from the Club 5. A lovely evening over Bromley. Good morning to everyone in New Zealand. Hope you're staying safe. And Dennis Hazel, hope you're back soon. And Alan, keep in touch. All the best to everyone, and I'll see you later. Good evening.